You know, we may not get paid enough to live, but these bitches dirt cheap. All you had to do was pay us enough to live. There goes your inventory.
I think we're living through Brave New World, 1984, and Idiocracy all at once. The next time you come to Vegas for a vacation, play a little game. Take a look at everybody serving you drinks or checking you into the rooms, cleaning your rooms, and understand that for every 9 people you see, the next person is extremely financially burdened. But it's not just a Las Vegas problem. My name is Stephen J. Campbell. This is a channel where we use Vegas as a case study to explore the economy as a whole. We're going to start out in Las Vegas in Nevada, because that's where my channel was founded, and that's what I've called home for 22 years. Nevada is among the most financially distressed states in the union, says our local newspaper, The Review Journal. This data comes from wallethub.com. And you might take a notice that there seems to be a bit of a trend going on here, with most of the southern states being hit the hardest by these financially burdened populations of people. Now, they're chalking this up to the fact that people want to retire where it's nice and sunny. And let me ask you if you make this list. Tell me if you're in any of these cities in the comments below. Vegas is, of course, third on the list in particular when it comes to cities and metros. But what's really going on? Not everybody that comes to Las Vegas or Nevada or Florida to retire is automatically burdened financially. It's the K-shaped economy, and it's the fact that since 2020, you're either on the upper end, and you're what I like to call on this channel the AA folks, the affluent asset holders, or you've seen your upward mobility crater and you're now in the bottom 90% of everybody, and you're seeing things just a lot tougher. One such example, financial markets. If you were watching the meltdown of the markets over the last few weeks with the Iran conflict, you bought the dip and you made money today when this chart went straight to the moon. I've been telling you guys forever, you got to learn to trade this stuff. This morning, all you did was you waited for the market to open. It dropped, it came back, it dropped down again. You know, this was worth $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 to some people this morning. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. The scary part is housing. And it's also the fact that in the fourth quarter of last year, you may not know this, Americans spent 92% of every dollar they made on consumption. So the Federal Reserve tells us the tale. So this is the cost of shelter over time. Look how it just goes up. Look how it shoots up right around here. This is what we used to call C19 time. Then we have the household debt and credit. We've added another $98 billion in mortgage debts in 1 quarter. That means that $500 billion in mortgage debt was created. And a lot of this stuff was HELOCs, home equity lines of credit. That's where you borrow against your current home. But look where people are having their delinquencies. Look where they're actually 90 days or more delinquent. It's mortgage debt and home equity lines of credit. Ask Google what kind of trend there is for where can I get help paying my rent, and then take a look at the chart. Yeah, it just, at the beginning of this year, it just went hyper-ballistic in April. So it's housing. That's the answer to everything. And I'm going to tell you something. I researched which cities across America had the biggest jump in affordability. And frankly, it was shocking to see how expensive things are getting. I'll name the biggest offenders in about 1 minute. But for now, I do want to talk about our sponsor, 1K a day. I have people making $1,000 a day by doing something this incredibly simple. You draw a line in a very specific place. You wait until one of the bars crashes through the line you drew, and in 2 minutes, you have that result there. I mean, what was that, $1,000? My friends, this is what I teach over 1,100, almost 1,200 students now in my own course, 1K a day. I'll show you why you look for the pattern, how you click buttons, how you see your digits go up. Got an email from somebody yesterday, invested in the course, never traded a day in his life. He says he made $1,000 bank deposit to his account. And if that sounds like it might change your life, click the link in the pinned comment down below. Take you to my own official site, and just click on Get Instant Access right here. Course is supposed to be $2,000. I run coupons for it. For the first 4 people watching this video, you type in the code NEWS46, then you're gonna get the whole thing for $249. $5. But do it before the price goes up tomorrow. It's going to be $2.99 tomorrow. And if you can't see a big blue or red button and learn how to click, but then that's not for you. If you can't click a single button, you can't watch the digits go up, then I don't know what to tell you. I heard crochet is selling well on Etsy. Maybe you start knitting. So we're going to get to the big cities. Let's take a look at Nevada, Las Vegas in particular. You know, when you would have come here in 2015, making 41 grand, living a nice life. We went from $41,000 in 2015 to 10 years later, $111,000. In Vegas, this is nearly 100% housing costs. Here in particular, the investors are buying everything up. Large investors own 11% of every single valley home rental. And I ain't saying that they're fixing the prices, but I'm kind of implying it. I can't prove it, so for legal reasons, that's an allegedly. And I will add that allegedly, there are a lot of you guys that watch me that aren't subscribed to my channel. So what are you waiting for? If you're 1% smarter and you're the cool kid economic nerd in the corner, you owe it to yourself to subscribe. I do these kinds of videos where we use Vegas as a case study 5 days a week. And I'm replacing the people who just want the Vegas Strip with people who want to better themselves. If that's you, subscribe. Tell me in the comments below. Some of you don't want to answer. That's okay. But do you own or do you rent, and why? And I read the best comments on my videos. We'll get to those in a minute. So going to our list, I want you to take a look at a few of these cities. We have New York City. New York City, you had to make $136,000 for a single adult to live comfortably, according to studies in 2025. In 2026, you needed $158,000. That is an additional $22,298 in a single year. In a single year, how much of a raise did you get at work last year? Anaheim went up $18,000 year over year for comfortably living in the city. California got hit particularly hard. We have Irvine with $18,000, Santa Ana, California, $18,000, even San Jose. You needed a $10,000 raise to keep things nice. Matter of fact, when we look at a full list right here, we can see New York, San Jose, Irvine, almost all of the top spaces are Cali. A lot of you guys are like, well, it seems to be a California problem. Cali, chime in, defend yourself in the chat. I know there's a ton of you guys watching. I'll read a California comment on my next video. I promise you that if I remember, and I don't remember what I ate for breakfast this morning, but I'll try. Leave a comment, California. How you making out over there? Now's the time of the video where, because I love my community, I read your comments. We have Vito, who says that he's been trying to buy a house in Florida. The real estate market is crashing right now. Homes aren't selling. The homeowners can't sell their properties, so they move them into the rental market. They can't rent them either. I made an entire video about accidental landlords. It was a couple of weeks back. Major problem across the country. Homeowners want a certain price. They understand that if they got a 3% home loan back during COVID, now they're going to get a new home loan after they sell. They want to maximize their profits. So it's not emotional attachment, it's economic. A lot of them are trying to rent the houses out and they want a whole bunch of money to rent them. And it's just, that's not working. So Vegas Astronomy here says that there won't be any slowdown on air travel. They travel to Vegas, they go through Dallas, Houston, St. Louis, Orlando, and they say the flights are always jam-packed and full. Now look, Harry Reid Airport is interesting. There is a month-over-month passenger decline. I mean, these are just facts. We had 50 million passengers in 2025 and 53 million in 2024. But what we have to look at is what's called demand destruction. And demand destruction here is a timeline, right? We're not even in May right now when it starts to exist. This is for oil related, anything petroleum based. And I mean, we don't know how long the conflict goes. August, we hit peak demand somewhere around October. This is where people just don't spend on things that require gas fuel. And then we have the prices. And here's the reality of it. I'm glad you can afford to come here, but look at some of these routes. Washington to San Fran. It went from $149 to $497 on average. New York to LA quadrupled in price. So we're going to have to see really if that hits the city or if they say it's a very profitable route. They will move things around, cut off lines, and manage to get the people here if it makes them money. Renard Holland says, how much is a pint of beer on the Strip? I'm not a drinker, but I will tell you one thing. If you subscribe to my channel right now while you're watching and hit all notifications on the bell, You're going to find out that I stream 2 days a week, Saturdays and Sundays these days. So join me on the Las Vegas Strip. We investigate prices of stuff. We take a look at if the crowd's busy. We talk society, culture. I'm inspired by great podcasters and amazing AM talk shows from the past. I love interacting with my audience. So be sure to subscribe. Because at the end of the day, it's up to you to know what's going on in your life. This book is the reference book that will change your life. I know it sounds silly, but I have this book. I read from it all the time so I can better understand the economy. Understanding supply and demand. It's one of those pattern recognition things I teach in 1K a day. See, I teach people why the price is going to stick together. It's supply and demand. Click on below, get the course. I got like 4 coupons for you today. And while you're out there, if you want to support us, just do me a favor, leave a like, leave a comment, and subscribe to the channel. That helps out as I'm rebuilding my audience into super smart and nerdy people. There are videos next to my head. You should click on them. You should comment. You might get your comment read in the videos, and you should join us on the live stream. And whatever you do today, go learn a concept, go learn something. Get Economics for Dummies. It's very easy to read. You can go to any, it's not a book you read from page 1 to finish. It's not the Bible. The Bible's a better book, but it'll show you how things work and why things are happening. And in the meantime, do as my mentor always says to me, and as I do every day, just keep swimming.